My client came in looking to refresh her balayage and to give it an overall more caramel and brighter look. I went in and did a full head of balayage, weaving and backcombing every section. After I was done applying the full head of foils, I took some of the previously lightened hair and applied freehand balayage with 20 volume over those pieces to add brightness. As you can see, her natural hair lifts with a lot of warm tonalities, which actually helped us in achieving our final look. These colors blended so beautifully together, and the caramel was just perfect on her complexion, and her hair still felt amazing. This transformation was so much fun and so satisfying to do. She came in with previously highlighted hair grown out about 2 inches, looking to bring it back up to the root and to have a brighter, whiter blonde all over. We did a full head of baby light foils, which are just super fine highlights to give a softer, more blended look and grow out. When the foils were ready, I pulled the lightener through to the ends for only a few minutes since they were already pretty light and I didn't want to over-process them. Taking super fine sections is the key to avoiding bleeding and brassiness. I've recently fallen in love with Framer foils and will never be going back to any other type. Not only do they come in pretty colors, but they also have amazing grip on the hair and they don't wrinkle while I'm applying, which helps me keep my sections really neat. We toned her hair with Wella Blondor stroke 86 and stroke 18 and we're completely in love with the results. The color was even and bright from roots to ends, and her hair was still so healthy, which is always the most important thing to me. I love seeing my clients so happy. My client came in with completely virgin hair and wanted to go as close to a silvery white as possible. She also wanted to chop a few inches since her hair had gotten so long over quarantine, so before starting the color I got rid of some excess length. I went in and did a full head of back-to-back slices, painting upwards, leaving about ½ an inch on the scalp so that I can easily apply a shadow root. When I do a double process, the most important thing I focus on is saturation. When I remove the foils, you never see any dark spots because I make sure the lightener is applied evenly. I let each section process in 10-minute intervals, checking until it's lifted enough to match the inside of a banana peel. I shadowed her root with 789 from Color Touch and glossed her hair with 10 SP from Guy 10. She looked so beautiful with her new hair.
Okay guys, I'm gonna spill some Indian hair secrets just this one time, so if your hair is falling, I got you. In 2019, I lost nearly half my hair and I was able to grow it back using these techniques, one of them being Ayurvedic hair massages. Ancient Indian Ayurveda talks about certain pressure points that when pressed and massaged cause massive amounts of hair growth. The first spot is 8 fingers above your brows. It is your center of yogic spiritual healing. So massaging this point helps massively with hair growth. And if you have a premature receding hairline or bald patches near your forehead, massaging this pressure point helps cure it. The second point is 12 fingers above your brows. Ayurveda calls this the skull spot and it's the highest point on your body. Due to gravitational pull, it receives the least amount of blood flow. So that's why balding starts at the skull spot. The final pressure point lies 4 fingers above the nape of your neck. It's crucial to massage if you spend a ton of time in front of the computer. Being this high up, the point doesn't receive as much oxygen and nutrition carried by the bloodstream. Tilting your head makes the blood rush to your scalp, nourishing hair follicles and making them grow. More hair secrets on my Instagram. Bye!
Hey guys, meet my new client Becca. She came in with faded out, self-done color. I started by applying the lightener to the roots. I only mixed 10 volume because her hair was already very light and very thin, so I knew 10 volume would be enough. Then I mixed her color and added this Brazilian Bonder treatment to each one of her colors. It's a very good hydrating treatment that also makes the hair more voluminous. I started by applying purple to pink on her bottom section and then started applying her rainbow. We were going for a pink look with some rainbows peeking out in between. So I did 3 sections of pink and 2 sections of rainbows. I made the root purple everywhere so everything blended in very well. I also kept an inch of pink and purple around her hairline so that when she pulls it into a ponytail, it doesn't look so stripy with the rainbows. After I let her process for about 35 minutes, I took her to the sink and rinsed her with very, very cold water. I didn't want to risk the rainbows bleeding onto the pink. I have so many videos of the final results because it just came out so beautiful. The color made her hair look so much thicker, shinier, and fuller. Look how amazing the rainbow looks in the braid. I was so happy with how this one came out. The purple melted into the pink so perfectly, and the rainbows were so bright. We couldn't have been happier with the results.
I've been doing my clients' hair for a few years now, and we're always having so much fun with color changes. Today they wanted to take their grown out red from a few months ago and turn it into a pink ombre, so the first thing I did was retouch her baby lights. As each section was ready, I removed the foils and pulled the lightener over the ends to lift out the previous red as much as possible. I mixed up 4 different colors for the ombre for maximum blend using all different Pravana pink and red tones, and let that sit for about 25 minutes before rinsing with cold water. Even though their hair had some orangey residue from the previous red, I mixed all the colors deep enough so that it would cover any pigments that were left over. I always rinse with cold water because it helps to keep the cuticles shut and avoid color bleeding. The color came out absolutely beautiful, and it was so shiny and healthy. The baby lights provide full coverage without needing to over-process the hair and with a gentler grow out. It's so important that my clients are able to maintain their hair in between appointments and keep it looking fresh. I can't wait to see how beautifully this color fades out and what we'll do next.
This is your sign to get a permanent Korean hair perm.
Dreaming about the things that we could be. That's what kill me when I'm in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Is it too late now to say I need a one dance? And then we start to dance and I'm singing like
My client came in with previously double processed hair that had grown out for about 3 months, so she had about 1.5 inches of regrowth. She wanted to have a dimensional silver balayage, so first I had to do a backwards balayage by smudging the root down and adding lowlights throughout the hair. I always make sure to focus on saturation so I know the color will be 100% even, and I use Fremara's neon switch foils to keep the color neatly separated while it processed. Even just after rinsing out the lowlights and before toning, you could see how much whiter the blonde looks when there's dimension in between rather than when it was just a solid blonde. I used Pravana Express Toner in Smoky Silver and let it process for 10 minutes, and it turned out absolutely perfect. She was obsessed with how perfectly it blended with her natural root and how much healthier and more dimensional it was.